Make sure this thing was on. Well, you know the routine. I'm gonna give the subscribers a couple minutes to jump on before I start the topics. I got at least 4 or 5 topics to talk about. One of them is actually a question. Once uh, I'm really waiting on Video Game Lover and maybe Afro Trey too to come. So I'm gonna be on the mic this time. Like I said, I'll give him 1 or 2 more minutes. So you can skip ahead if you don't want to hear silence. Let them know on Discord right quick. I'll give him 1 more minute and I'll go ahead and begin my first topic. Well, it's been on 3 minutes. I guess I should get started. Let me get this one out the way first. I just found this out this afternoon. This is UFC related. You know, the UFC nowadays is looking more and more like the WWE. You know, this was supposed to be an organization that was going to surpass boxing one day, but you know, they decided to, bring in the antics and allow buffoonery, especially from one of Conor McGregor, to come in and apparently find out in New York City he is getting once again a slap on the wrist. All right, man. I'm glad you're back. Started Golden Kamuy. Oh, you watch anime? Okay. But yeah, let me get through with this topic first. So Conor McGregor is out. I believe the judge gave him 5 days community service to avoid jail time. So yeah, he was really thinking the district off. And I gotta say, man, I could should we say the justice system failed again, or should we just say uh, exactly VGL? He once again he avoids jail time, serious punishment for literally acting like a savage. You know, just because he wanted to fight that dude from Russia so bad, you know, or so he says, and so he says anyway. So I guess that fight's gonna happen with him and Khabib or whatever. Well, I guess we already know who we know. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? I guess we already know who we're gonna have to root for if that fight does happen. Go Khabib. I haven't seen dude fight for real, but they say he's the real deal when it comes to the ground game. So that's enough for the UFC crap. UFC, WWE, all that good stuff. Now the next topic. Let's talk about this FaZe Censor dude. I ain't never heard of this dude, man. I'm just gonna let you know right now. I have never known who this dude was. And you know what's funny? I actually heard of his girlfriend before I heard about him. 3 years ago, she went viral. Garcia from Monterrey, Mexico, Mexican weather chick. So because she's so beautiful and she's got this supermodel type body, she went viral all of a sudden all throughout social media 3 years ago. And I guess somehow FaZe Censor got word of that, and he needed this girl so bad. He said he literally flew to Mexico to go hook up with this chick somehow. I don't know if it was. It might have happened when she got viral. I think it did because he said they've been together for like 3 years. Yeah. So yeah, that's the chick, Yana Garcia. She went viral back in 2015. So old Fozzie Wazzy, he goes down there, he wins her heart. And what's funny is to say this dude said he never had any girlfriends prior to middle school, and I'm like, really? Because he doesn't look like the typical dude that plays games all the time either. But apparently he's the shit when it comes to Call of Duty. But he's saying, yeah, I managed to hook up with her, and I flew out to New York City, and we had such a great time. I mean, she's so awesome, amazing. But I just had to dump her because I got to win a championship. Now he's starting to sound like one of these NBA cats talking about winning championships. So it's like, yeah, I got to win a championship, and it's just so hard because like, I know she has to go to work and everything, and then she got this gig in Mexico City, and hold up, there has to be a reason for him to break up with her. Yeah, exactly. I'm getting to that. He's like, well, it's 7 o'clock. I'm playing. It's time for me to get my focus in. I have to go in and play Call of Duty. That's like 5 hours, but she has to go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. Just to wake up. She has to go to sleep. I'm like, really, dude? That is the biggest L since LeBron getting swept. Well, on one hand, yeah, from the outside perspective, it looks like an L because you're not going to get a chick that looks like that out in the street, especially in the United States. Like she's coming from Mexico. I mean, you know about Latin American chicks. I mean, they're just like a cut above the rest compared to Americans. But I'm saying like I think with Fozzie, he was looking at it from a money standpoint, and I think the only reason she was even with dude was because of the money he was getting. Real talk. If this was any other professional gamer, like if they were just getting into the league and stuff, I doubt she would even spent a minute talking to that guy. But this is Fozzie here, and I guess he was already popular. He was already winning tournaments and stuff playing Call of Duty. And he's not your typical gamer anyway, because he said he does go to the gym, he works out, and he does look like he works out. So you got all that going for it there. You probably can pull a supermodel type chick. So, but because of all that, he wants to maintain his career. He wants to maintain his high, rich lifestyle, just being a pro gamer living in New York City. One of the most expensive cities in the country. So like, you have to weigh the pros and the cons. So I just keep this supermodel chick from Mexico around? Do I need to continue to be on the top of the food chain when it comes to Call of Duty? So he did the weight scale, and I guess he just chose the game. He chose the game over the bitch. That's kind of what it is. So choices, man. It's all about them choices. Now let's go into basketball. I know you're gonna like this, VGL. He told me that last night. Vince Carter got signed by the Hawks. Yep, half man, half amazing. Formerly known as Air Canada, also known as Vinsanity. Oldest player in the league now. Older than Dirk Nowitzki. Yeah, Dirk is 40 years old. Yeah, he's 40 years old now. Born 1978. Vince Carter was born in 77. And he's already 41. By the end of this next year, he will be 42. Playing 21 years. Incredible. And there was a tweet last night that said Trae Young was born in September of 98. Yeah. So Trae Young was born in September of 1998. Vince Carter was drafted in the league in June of 1998. So they're trying to compare how old this guy is. Like he's so much older than Trae Young. He got drafted in the league before he was even born. They're rookie hopeful that they want to turn to Steph Curry so badly on the Hawks. So on one hand, it's good because they got somebody down there that can school them on how the NBA used to be and how they got to survive in this league and stuff. But on the other hand, it's kind of sad that a guy of Vince Carter's resume keeps getting bossed around to, lower self teams here. I don't want to say they're wasting his time, but like, man, with the kind of career that he's had, and he's approaching 25,000 points in his career. You know, if he stays healthy, he'll definitely get that. He'll get 25,000 points. He'll be in rare company, very rare company. I mean, I think there's only been like 20, maybe 19 players in the NBA that scored that many points. You know, I think that's gonna be special. You know, for sure. That's Hall of Fame right there, all day. And then I was looking around YouTube. I came across this video. This guy's name is Casino for Life. If you haven't heard of him, Hawks are a retirement home. Yeah, it looks that way. I mean, they should have got Vince Carter 11 years ago, man, while he was still in his prime. If they had nabbed him and took him to Atlanta from the Nets, then yeah, I think he still could have got some notable games, especially if he was the number one option. But by that time, he was kind of on the downhill because he had already kind of let what's his name, Devin Harris, from at the time he was with the Nets, he let him take a lot of shots because he was kind of at the zenith of his career. You know, he decided to share the ball and be a little bit more unselfish. But let me go back to Casino. So basically, Casino, all he does is make truth videos, beef videos. He mainly focuses on hip hop, but he also does sports too. So he'll do like the truth behind such and such beef, truth behind why so and so did this. So it's basically his world, his opinion on YouTube, and all these guys want to hear what he got to say. So I haven't watched a video of his in a long time, but long story short, I decided to watch this one video of him comparing Vince Carter to Kobe Bryant and how those two were friends, and you know they used to be highly competitive, and then he's saying, well, this is why Kobe will always be better than Vince because of this one game. And this game he's talking about, he's describing. I remember what he's talking about. It's a game. It was back in 2006, and the Nets were in Los Angeles. They were playing against the Lakers. And he was saying, well, Vince got shut down in that game. He only scored 10 points. Kobe scored 46. But what he failed to tell the audience is that same game, Kobe Bryant took 36 shots. That same game, yeah, Kobe Bryant did want to get after Vince Carter. He got in his face, and then there's one play where he had stripped the ball from Vince, or he had tied him up, and then Vince had to tell him, hey, man, you need to knock it off. What are you doing? Yeah, he didn't like that. And they got into each other's faces, and they were about to fight, you know. And that's why Casino was talking about. He was calling him all sorts of names in that game. He was calling him the B word. He was a hoe. Like, he would never amount to anything and stuff like that. And, like, this just look at him crazy. I remember that. But what he failed to realize is, like I said, you know, Kobe Bryant had the ball hog just to stay with the Nets. And Jason Kidd, on the other hand, he scored 35 points in that game. So while Kobe's so busy trying to lock in on Vince Carter, who unknowingly is being challenged by Kobe, Jason Kidd and all those other guys are going off on the Lakers. Then the game goes into overtime, and next thing you know, they lose the game. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, Kobe wanted to prove a point to Vince, even though Vince Carter didn't really know or care, and yet they still lose the game. So yeah, Casino conveniently forgets to mention that. And then I decided to watch another video of his comparing him to Tracy McGrady. Now, yeah, that one was a bit more believable, only because, yeah, Tracy McGrady did go to the Rockets after the Magic. And the last game they went up against each other when T-Mac was in Orlando. Yeah, Kobe had a cold. The game that he's talking about is back in March of 2004. And he was saying how, yeah, Kobe only scored like 2 points in the first half against Tracy McGrady and the Magic. But then by the second half, it was a totally different story. And by the fourth quarter, Kobe just went hot. Like, he couldn't miss. I remember that game. I know what he was talking about. Like, yeah, now that game was more impressive. Like, yeah, because he shot well over 50%. And T-Mac had 37 points and like 10 assists. So he was doing everything on the court, but he just got cold by overtime, man. They tried to put Deshaun Stevenson on Kobe. He was torching him too. I was like, good gracious. So yeah, that was one of the better games in that season. So yeah, that portion of the video with that comparison was more believable, you know. But what happened with the T-Mac and Kobe rivalry was that T-Mac went to the Rockets, but both him and Yao Ming were hurt all the time. You know, they couldn't get it together. They couldn't play together as a unit over and over again because it was either T-Mac was injured or Yao Ming was hurt. So they couldn't really, the Rockets couldn't play at their best pretty much. That's why they could never hang with the rest of the league at that time, like back in the late 2000s. And then by the time they had to get rid of Trace McGrady because he had messed up his knees so bad at that point and his back. I think he went to, where did he go? I think he went to the Knicks. He either went to the Knicks or the Pistons. I want to say the Knicks first. He had bounced around a lot after Houston. But yeah, so yeah, I just didn't like that bias coming from Carcino about some of these comparisons because it wasn't 100% truthful. That's all. But somebody like him, he does that all the time anyway. Rockets are similar to the Hawks. They make it to the playoffs but can't win it all. Well, the Rockets are still on the upside right now because, of course, they got Chris Paul on there still. They nabbed him from the Clippers, and then, yeah, of course, they have James Harden. It's so weird with James Harden. Like, he'll put up all these amazing points and put up all these amazing stats, and then by come playoff time, first round he does great. Second round he plays not quite as highly, but it's still enough to get them over the hump. Come third round, like, where's the sense of urgency? You're doing everything you can, but it's like, dang, it's just not enough. I know why, because they're going up against the freaking Warriors. And finally, the last big topic is what I got on the title. Kevin Durant and CJ McCollum. Now, VGL, I know you saw that clip I showed you last night. I sent it on Twitter. But first of all, what do you think about that clip? Like, right in the comment section right quick. Yeah, the Monstars. What do you think about KD, the big Monstar, going against little old CJ McCollum in this podcast? That was hilarious, man. I'm here to tell y'all, you need to watch that clip. Yeah, that was classic, dude. That little segment was just classic. Hey, what's going on, Steph? I'm just talking about basketball right quick. It won't be a long stream. Funny how KD denies he's a snake, but he is a snake. Hey, I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, okay, let me tell you how it started. Cause apparently, C.J. McCollum, he has a podcast. I didn't even know the dude had a podcast. Yeah, it's over, Steph. I didn't know old boy had a podcast, so uh, it's called Pull Up. C.J. McCollum's podcast is called Pull Up. So it's basically him in the off season. He has like a co-host and stuff, so they talk about basketball related things. And so he brings Kevin Durant for his 16th episode, and they start talking about some of the things that they do in the off season to get ready for basketball, the NBA season coming up, and they're just talking about all the big trade moves. And eventually, CJ had to ask him. He started. He's like, "Hey man, of course I didn't appreciate it when you went to Golden State." And then I was even more hot. He said I was hot when he found out DeMarcus Cousins goes to Golden State. When DeMarcus Cousins leaves New Orleans to go to the Warriors. That's where it got started. And then K's like, why are you so mad about that, man? And like CJ's like, well, first of all, I'm in the Western Conference. I mean, what do you mean I'm not mad? I'm in the league. We play you guys 4 times a year. Which is true. I mean, that's something that CJ couldn't help. I mean, he got drafted by the Blazers. He's been on the team ever since. Right there with Damian Lillard. And KD was like, well, I like you guys, man, but y'all got to cut that out, man. Y'all being salty. Or something to that effect. So, and then later they start talking about Boogie because apparently Boogie's agent is the same agent as Yusef Nurkic, which is Portland Trailblazers' main center. So they got the same agent. So CJ was alluding to the fact that, man, we could have got DeMarcus Cousins. You only gave him $5 million. The Warriors only gave him $5 million. We could have got DeMarcus Cousins for $12, $15 million. He's talking about the Blazers. They could have signed Cousins along with Nurkic. And Kevin Durant's like, well, I thought, what are you talking about? You don't want Nurkic? You don't like him no more? It's like, no, I want to keep Nurkic. I want to keep him. We could have had him and Nurkic. Hold up. Sorry about that. I got interrupted. But anyway, man, so they kept talking. so McCollum was finally like, we was there, man. We was right there up with you guys. We was like third seed. We was third seed in the Western Conference. And this is the funniest part, because the whole entire time Kevin Durant's talking to him, he's eating something. Like I don't know what the hell he was eating. He was eating like peanuts or chips. I don't know what old boy was eating, man. But he was just so nonchalant about it. He was so uppity too. But he was chill about it at the same time. He was chill, but he was just being real uppity. Because, he had won 2 back-to-back titles and shit. So he's like, oh yeah, also in the middle of that whole conversation, he's like, oh yeah, you guys never win a championship. That's when I had to look at him side-eyed in that during that little skit, that little stream. I'm like, really? You gonna tell old boy he can't win a championship, Kevin Durant, compared to what you did? I couldn't believe you said that. Like, damn, that's fucked up. But the next part, when CJ's like, man, we was up there. We was third seed. And then Kevin Durant's like, well, how'd you play? And CJ's like, well, I know how we played. And Kevin Durant's like, he didn't get the right answer from him. He's like, how'd you play? And then so that's when he finally spilled it. He's like, you played like an 8 seed. You played like an 8 seed. And then they both started laughing. I'm like, dang, Kevin Durant going off. I couldn't believe that. Yeah, but that's the podcast version. But what really set it off was on Twitter. Because apparently, I guess some folks heard it. Some of his fans, I guess, that follow CJ McCollum. And so they was going in. Yeah, they were going in on CJ McCollum about that. And then I think some dude, this is how I got started, some dude said, why didn't you just call Kevin Durant a bitch to his face or on the phone? And Shannon Sharp from Undisputed said the same thing. I'm not a huge fan of Undisputed, but I just happened to hear them. And even said, man, why didn't you just say it to old boy's face? Why you had to go behind and get them little Twitter fingers going? You get to be cyborg warrior. God, dog, at the doorbell ring. I'll be back, VGL. Hold on. Never mind. They got it. So where was I? So yeah, even Shannon Sharp was going in about freaking Kevin Durant. But like, so going back to Twitter, so when that guy asked him, like, why didn't you just call Kevin Durant the B word? CJ McCollum was like, well, the B word's kind of harsh, but think of it this way. This way the analogy came from. Think of like, there's a gang, and this gang jumps your brother. They beat your brother's ass, basically. They beat him up. They leave him out there, laying down in the street or something. You have to come out there and help him. But then, like 2 months later, the same gang that beat up your brother, the guy that helps his brother out, he decides to go up in there and join the gang. He wants to fraternize and be friends with him. So that's what he was alluding to with Kevin Durant leaving OKC to go to Golden State. I was like, yeah. When I saw that tweet, and then that's when Kevin Durant had to respond, like, really? You really want me to go to a gang? You're gonna try to compare that situation to what I did with Golden State? And then like what set him off was like, well, dude, I was on your podcast, and this how you think of me? I was on your damn podcast, and then you called him a snake. That's where it really went down, man. That's where it went down. Oh yeah, he loves California. Yeah, he totally loves California. He's not leaving. He's not leaving not OKC. He's not leaving Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose to go back to Oklahoma. Not happening. Because what was also funny, there's 2 parts to this podcast. The second half came out, I think yesterday or the day before, and Kevin Durant, CJ was asking him a couple of random questions. It was a little bit more lighthearted that part of the stream, but he was asking him. He told him Oklahoma City. He had to say something like maybe like 1 or 2 words about a particular place or person. He said Oklahoma City. And Kevin Durant says home. I'm like, you fool. You asshole. You talking about his home. You ain't playing that now? Dude, you are not playing there now, so you need to stop. That is not home. If that was home, you would have stayed right where you was at. Talking about some home. Really? Really? Dang, man. That part, that second half of the stream had me rolling. Like, really? You called it home? Yeah, you don't have to take my word for it. Go back to that podcast. Go to part 2. I think it's like in the middle of the stream. And he asked him, Oklahoma City. KD goes, home. I'm like, hell no. Yeah, man, this season's gonna be ridiculous coming up. You need to mark that on your calendar. Portland Trailblazers versus Golden State Warriors. And watch Kevin Durant do like Kobe did to Vince that one game. He's gonna try to be all up on his grill and shit. He's gonna try to shut him down for like 5 points or something. Man, say it. Man, I feel bad for CJ after that, boy. God, dog. Man, I feel bad for the whole league. They had to deal with this crap, but it's the times the NBA's in right now. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about, apparently Rurouni Kenshin is back in circulation. Now, a month ago, I was watching a YouTuber that did the Japanese translation for the manga, Rurouni Kenshin, Hokkaido Art. So his chapter 4 is out. I may talk about it briefly a little bit. The big thing in that chapter was Sanosuke Sagara coming back. Warriors are going to three-peat, sadly. It's looking like that for right now, especially with Cousins coming in there, for sure. But real quick, let me get back to the description. So basically, the big thing in that chapter is Sanosuke comes back, which I was very glad to see. Like, you know, I was wondering when he was going to come back because they say he was gone from Japan for like 5 years. So he had been traveling all over the world. And he was coming back to Japan by way of America, so he got to see the New World. He got to see America, I guess, and maybe some other countries too. So now he's back, so he's trying to find out where Kenshin is. So I guess he finally got wind of where he is. He went to Hakodate, which is a colonial Japanese city in Hokkaido Island, which is like far northern Japan. So he goes up there and he saves it's three kids that Kenshin and Kaoru have now, besides their real son Kenji. I think one of the kids' name is Alan. He's like a foreigner. He's American. And there's a girl, and there's a boy that somehow he's got the same sword as Makoto Shishio. He's got one of his blades, his Mugen blades. I forget the other two characters' names, but the dude with Shishio Shore was fighting one of the villains, like one of the weaker villains in that arc. And so Kenshin steps in, he saves the dude, and then before Kenshin could do anything to the guy, Sanosuke comes in there and he fights him off. And what's funny is Sanosuke has a beard. Yeah. You might want to check it out if you can, but it's very interesting. It's like 3 new characters in that saga now. They're like all teenagers. And like I said, one of them is like, I don't know if he's related to Shishio, or I know he has one of his swords. See, that's why I got to go back and read it, because I'm thinking about doing a review for it, but I gotta literally go dial back and read the manga, maybe from the start, just to try to get a better idea of what's going on. And so yeah, that dude got saved by Kenshin, and then later Sanosuke comes in there. Yeah, Sanosuke had the beard, but he shaved it off. See, that's what happened. He finally shaved it off. So he shaved it off after the fact that, yeah, Sanosuke Harden. That's what I was thinking too. Like, damn, we got James Harden anime. Yeah, we got James Harden anime, but nah, he shaved it off. I was like, God, dog. That would have been dope, man. Like, this grown-ass Sanosuke cigar. This is bona fide badass cigar right here, man. He's got the bad written behind his back on his jacket. Come on. Don't make him shave his beard. But yeah, it was a good reunion to see because what I liked is Kenshin, he acknowledged Sanosuke as a friend. Yeah, he said Sanosuke would be one guy he would call friend, because he didn't really have friends, especially during his days as a wanderer. He really didn't. So I think that was cool to see. Is like, because I think one of the kids asked him, "Do you really have any friends, Kenshin?" He's like, "Well, Not really, but if I had to pick one, it would be this guy. He didn't really tell the name to the girl or whoever was asking him that question, but he was referring to Sanosuke Cigar, so I thought that was nice. So I'm kind of thinking about doing a review for it. Like I said, I got to go back and read it in further detail. But all right, it's been 30 minutes. I know I gotta let you go, VGL, and you get to do your live stream. But I just need to talk about that Kevin Durant situation. That shit had me rolling. That had me rolling, man. To think those guys could win another title. Kind of, TJ. I mean, I've already covered my topics. You can go back to the stream once I ended. I was talking a little bit about basketball, a little bit about the FaZe situation or controversy or whatever, or L that he took, so-called L. And then I talked a little bit about Ronnie Kenshin just now. And then I talked a little bit about Conor McGregor, getting another slap on the wrist like he always does. But anyway, that's gonna be it. I'll let you hit the playback, TJ, and then we'll all congregate on VGL stream later tonight. So, all right, y'all. I'll see you then.